What's up, happiest hour on earth family? We're so excited for tonight's episode. We have a very exciting guest joining us. Our friend and follower, JordantheSwann, is going to be coming on very soon. She's a Disney influencer. She's got an awesome page with such great Disney content. She's also been to Club 33 a few times now, so that's kind of going to be the focus of tonight's episode. We're going to chat with her about her experience, just all that she got to do at the club and how she got in, all kinds of good stuff. We're so excited to have her on. So she'll be joining us very shortly. But first, we want to introduce our drink, which, of course, in the theme of tonight's episode, had to be a Club 33 drink.
Yeah, so this is the Jackson Square Swizzle. And it sounded pretty interesting. We also had some of the ingredients besides the absinthe. And if you don't know absinthe, it's a black licorice type liqueur. And it's like 138 proof. So
pretty strong.
Like 60 something percent alcohol. So kind of crazy. Tastes exactly like black licorice. But this has pineapple and lime juice and falernum and a little mint sprig. So I'm super curious to see like what black licorice tastes like with pineapple. We hope we got the ratios right, because obviously Club 33 is very secretive. You can't really find, you can find what's in it, but you can't find like the actual recipe. So kind of base this off of similar ones like we've done in the past. But I'm really excited to try. I'm a little scared to try, but I hope it turned out kind of good.
We're gonna drink it slow tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Should we do
Let's
this thing?
give it a shot.
All right, cheers. Oh, the black licorice actually isn't, with the ratios we did, the pineapple juice is very forward. So the absinthe is not super strong.
Yeah, I agree.
This is actually blended really good.
Yeah.
I'm curious how it tastes at Club 33. Which
I know.
We may never know, but
yeah, it's good though.
Really good.
Definitely, I definitely get a good pineapple flavor for sure, which is really good.
Yeah, not everyone's like the biggest black licorice fan, but it's just it's a little hint in there, and it actually it blends pretty well.
Yeah,
I'm
very
actually
flavorful.
Pretty impressed. So
very refreshing.
Jackson Square Swizzle.
Maybe we'll try it one day when we inevitably go to the club.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen.
I know. I don't know. I'm not sure like what I'm gonna get because I want to try everything.
I know.
And like such a rare moment that you're like,
it would
you gotta
really
pick wisely
to pick one.
I'm really excited to talk to Jordan about like what she's eaten and what she's drank at Club 33. I mean, oh my gosh, it's something that we always think about. And so I am so excited for you guys to hear about her experience. And with that, should we go ahead and call her?
Yeah, let's call her.
All right, let's do it.
Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are y'all?
We're great. Thank you so much for coming on. We're so excited to chat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ever since we connected, we were just like, Jordan's the sweetest. Like, she has amazing Disney content. She needs to come on our show. And then, we would have had you on our show, like, regardless. But you've been able to go into Club 33 a couple of times. And I know that every Disney fan wants to know what it's like to be in Club 33. So we're like, you know what? Let's chat. Let's talk about your experience. So thank you so much for, joining and giving us a little bit of insight into Disneyland Secret Club.
For sure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat about it.
Yeah.
We are
so
too.
For our listeners who might not follow you or might not know who you are, can you tell them a little bit about yourself, your page, how you kind of got into Disney content and all that good stuff?
Yeah, well, my name is Jordan. JordantheSwann on Instagram. The Swan is spelled like Elizabeth Swan, not Bella. I feel like that's important to state. I'm from Phoenix. I'm a huge Disney fan. I've been going to the park since I was, like a little kid. My mom gave me my love of Disney. And I really, really missed the parks during the closure. And actually, Magic Keys went on sale the day before my birthday. So my husband bought me a Magic Key for my birthday after not being able to go for so long. So I started going. I started sharing content. Yeah, it was amazing. He was trying to hide it and he was in the queue all day. It was a whole big thing. He was all stressed out, but he got it. It worked out. And I started going back to the parks and I was like, I want to find a way to feel like I'm in the parks, even though I live like 6-ish hours away. So I joined a local Disneyland social club, which actually kind of exists all over the United States. And I just so happened to like meet a bunch of Disney creators, and they were like, hey, you work in social media, you're good at social media, why don't you try Disneyland social media? And I have been doing it for about a year, and I have met so many incredible people, and I have enjoyed it so much. So I'm full sprint ahead.
I
That's
love
amazing.
that. Okay, so quick question. You said that there's Disney, like what?
Social
I almost
clubs?
said societies, Disney societies,
Similar.
but social clubs all around the world. How do people get into that? Because I would love to join one. Like,
Yeah, I didn't really
in
know that existed all
NorCal.
over the place.
It's awesome. They have quite a few in Orange County, like locally, and they'll meet up. I think when there used to be annual passes, they used to do like meetups on
Oh.
Sundays. A lot of them would do it like for their weekend, and they'd all walk around. Some of them have like matching jackets, and some of them have, whatever, their own identifier. But
Yeah.
my friend Amanda is a creator, and she started one in Phoenix. So I joined that. But the way I found that club was I literally went on Facebook. I looked up Arizona Disneyland group, and sure enough, hers was the first one to pop up. And we do events like almost monthly, and they're Disney themed. Like I think we're doing a Soarin' Over California candle making class next month. We just had like a
my
sweethearts
gosh.
brunch.
Oh my,
We had a haunted mansion
How
party around
fun.
Halloween. It's a
that
great way
one
to
was
like
the coolest
feel
thing
like
in the
you're in the
world.
parks.
That looks
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Listeners, if you have not like seen these parties, like go onto Jordan's page, Jordan the Swan, and scroll back. I loved your guys' hitchhiking ghost
Oh my
costume
gosh,
and
it
the
was so good.
decorations and like everything you did for that party.
That was all my friend Brittany. I just showed up.
Hey, you
But
know
it was
what? Shout out
It
to
was so
Brittany.
fun.
That was amazing.
Incredible.
Definitely need to join a little club because, and you guys go to the parks together sometimes too, right?
The AZ to Disney crew,
Phoenix,
yeah.
You know, AZ to Disney crew.
Crew.
And it just looks like so much fun. I'm like, I would love to go with some
Yeah,
people.
we
You
gotta
know?
find our people over here.
Yeah, for sure. And then so
Yeah,
your
it's so cool.
your content is just so great too because you've been getting into like, well, you have like amazing in park content, but then you kind of go outside of that. You also talk about like Disney news. I don't know how you're that quick to like getting on to Disney news, but I feel like most of the stuff I hear from you and it's delivered so great. But then you also have like amazing Disneyland tips and even outside of Disneyland when it comes to like hotels and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But I just how you've gotten so good at like all those reels.
Everything you
And
do.
you have any tips for people on like who want to create Disney content? Because you're just kind of killing
Oh
the
my
game right
goodness.
now.
Thank you guys. That's so sweet. I think if you're interested in Disney content, you really just have to find your niche, just like anything else. Like there are so many branches that you can go with Disney content. Like it's so, I guess, oversaturated with the same thing that you got to find your thing that is unique to you.
Yeah.
Like you guys make snacks and drinks, and like, yes, maybe somebody shares about snacks and drinks, but you guys actually make it. You make great reels. That's your thing. For me, I really love sending and receiving mail in the parks or sending and receiving mail from the parks and then receiving it back home. And I saw that as, I guess, a part of the market. I work in real estate and marketing. So I'm like, that's a market that's not reached. But it really is. Like, there are not that many people that utilize the Disneyland mailboxes. So I'm kind of like arming my followers with information like, oh, you can do this, and here's what you should bring, and here's where you can buy stamps, and here's where you can buy postcards. And then like I have a running mail list on my Instagram, and people can click it and fill out like 2 or 3 questions on a Google form, and they're added to my mail list. And people really love that because it's a way that I connect with my followers even if I've never met them. Like I've literally sent mail to Canada and Hawaii. Like
Oh my
that's my
gosh.
niche,
Oh,
and
so
people love it, and I
cool.
genuinely and I love doing it. So just find what's unique to you. And I mean, like, try and fail. I've made so many foodie guides that like sometimes I'll make them and they'll do really well, and then sometimes they totally tank. I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't the thing I should be focusing my effort on, because like your time in your social media content creation is extremely valuable. So try and fail, talk into your phone, make reels. Maybe they're terrible, but like the more you do it, the more traction. Like it's kind of just like anything. Consistency really is key. So I just got consistent with it, and I love it. And if 3 people see it and like it, cool. 3 people see it and they liked it. It's, it's awesome.
Exactly. I love that. That's
I
so
hope that made
cool.
sense.
So it is such a unique thing to you, which is so fun. Yeah, it's true. Like you kind of find your thing and stick to it, and eventually it's gonna, gain traction.
For sure. And everybody's is different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And yeah, we have our magic mail that we first received from you like a few months ago. And then we
Yeah.
got extra magic mail from you. And I'm saying this, don't expect Jordan to be sending things from Club 33, but she was sweet enough since we know her well to send a few things from Club 33 to us. And it was the coolest thing ever.
Yes.
But as we
Best
talk
gift.
about those, I mean, we got this wine glass and this whiskey glass, and we use it like
amazing.
almost not every day. We don't drink every day. We use it almost every time we do have a drink. So thank you, Jordan. But with Club 33,
sure.
you've gotten to go twice, right?
Yeah.
3 times?
Yes, I've gone twice in the last couple months. Yeah.
We're just like itching to hear all about it. And so obviously you don't have to talk about how you got in. We just kind of want to know, like, what is that experience like? Do you ring the doorbell? They let you in? Do like those people show their little card, and then do you walk up that beautiful? Obviously, you have to walk up the beautiful staircase, and then you go into the club. Like, what is it like that first time that you enter Club 33?
Yeah.
And I just want to know it all because it just sounds amazing.
Oh my goodness. Well, the reason I got in really comes down to the generosity of members and friends. It all comes down to people just wanting to make your day and give you a special experience. And I will forever be grateful for that. My first experience, my friend just sent me a text saying, "Hey, what are you doing for dinner on Thursday?" She knew I was going to be in the parks. And I said, like, I don't know, I'll probably just be like walking around the parks. I was there with my mom and my daughter. And she's like, well, would you maybe want to go to dinner with me? And I was like, where? So anyway, then I freaked out. And she was coming out from Phoenix, and I called my husband, was like, oh my gosh, please go bring a dress to her house. I need something to wear. Like, cause I went on this trip not expecting to go to Club 33. I didn't find out till like 2 or 3 days before. But those were extremely exciting days. And then the day came and we showed up at the park. I knew our reservation was at like 5:30 or 6. So I naturally showed up like an hour and a half, 2 hours early, just because I was so anxious that I was going to miss it, you know? We got to the door. We took some pictures. We took so many pictures. There were these like, I don't know how to describe them. This is not supposed to be like a mean thing. They look like frat guys who were laughing at us about taking pictures by the door, which like, maybe they didn't understand it. So we'll give them
and then you're like,
benefit
no,
of the
I'm
doubt.
actually going in, you know?
Yeah, I'm not just posing in front of this random door. They didn't know. They were just being guys, you know. No offense to guys. But anyway, we took all the pictures in the world. And then my friend Erica, it was actually her 33rd birthday that day. So we got to go to Club 33 on her 33rd birthday. So special. So naturally, she had to ring the doorbell. So I've actually never rang the bell. Other people have. So maybe I'll go back and get to ring the bell someday. But she entered it.
For your third
and
time.
She said, yeah. And they basically like chatted through the bell saying like, hey, we have a reservation right now. And then the door opened. And I think at that point, my like excitement stopped, and it was more just like complete shock. You know how like people go into shock in different ways. Some people start crying. Some people get really excited. Some people, you know.
Yeah.
I get weirdly calm in situations where I'm shocked, either in a happy or sad way. So I just kind of got like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. Just I've seen that door crack open before. Like, you know, like when you're hanging out in New Orleans Square and you see, oh my gosh, I think they're going in. Oh, I saw a door. I saw whatever. It was weird that like, it totally reminds me of Twilight Zone. Like the door is opening for you, whatever. The door was opening for me in that moment. So I got super calm. They brought us in, and it was like, part of me was kind of scared they were going to be like, oh, actually a member didn't get you a reservation. You're not allowed inside, you know, like all this excitement for nothing. But no, they let us into this little room. It's like, I guess kind of the size of like a lobby or a closet. It's really not that big. There's a merch, a merch case in there, and then a desk, and they're like, hi, are you in this party? Welcome. Basically greeting you, making sure you're not just trying to run in. Yeah. And then there's a door out of there that leads you into, is it the Court of Angels? That's what it's called. The staircase room.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm not a member. I'm going to get a few things wrong, so nobody come for me on Instagram. But they take you in there, and then you have the option of using the stairs or the elevator. I didn't know that the elevator was there at that point, so we just took the stairs. And the cast member gave us an opportunity to take a few photos, and she was just incredible, like so accommodating, so just like, yeah, take all the pictures. Like, we know it's really cool. Like, and also like you can come back out and take more later. Like
Oh my God.
they're wanting
That's
you to
nice.
have a great experience.
Yeah.
And then we walked up the stairs, and I still had this sense of like just weirdly calm, like very, I don't know, I was scared of how to act. So I was being very proper.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
Yeah.
like not proper. I just was like, oh gosh, what do I do? It's so fancy.
If you
and
do
then they
one
took us
wrong move, they're
upstairs.
gonna kick you out, you know?
You're
That,
out of
okay,
there.
that's my fear, because my friend told me, like, you represent the member that got you the reservation or brings you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anything
Yeah.
you do as their guest, like, yes, you could get in trouble, but they are liable for your actions more than anything. So like,
Yeah.
oh my
Mhm.
goodness, this is such a generous thing. I do not want to screw this up. That was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
it was less than 2 or 3 minutes of photos, and then they took us up the stairs to the dining room area, and I can chat about
Oh.
that, or I don't know what you guys want me to do.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
so when you actually go up there, like, I know there's 2 dining locations, right? There's like Le Grand Salon and then Le Salon Nouveau. I'm
Nouveau.
probably butchering that name, but like, did the member make reservations at one or the other? Are you able to visit both? Like, let's say you have reservations at the, Le Grand Salon. Are you able to grab a drink at Nouveau? Or what's that kind of process like?
Well, the Grand Salon, I'm going to call it because I'm not French. I can't speak French, anything like that.
I felt
The
very weird
main
saying it
dining
too.
room area. Yeah. The members are able to get you reservations for that, and they don't have to be
Okay.
physically with you, but to enter the lounge, members
Oh, okay.
have to take you in there essentially. So the lounge is members only. We did not have a reservation in there. I don't even know if they do reservations. I don't know very much about the lounge. I've been in the dining room primarily. But actually, on my first visit, one of the guys who was standing outside with us when we were taking our pictures, or he was apparently a member and I didn't see him. He wasn't making fun of us. He noticed us. And when we got to the top of the stairs, he goes, "Oh my goodness, welcome. Is this your first time here?" And we were like, "Yes." And he goes, "Well, I'm a member. Would you like a tour of the lounge before your dinner?"
Oh my
And I'm
gosh.
just like, I don't even know you. This goes back to that whole idea of like, it really is the general. Like, I have not had a bad interaction with a member. I'm sure there are members of Club 33 that are rude, but everybody I interacted with was so welcoming and so kind. So this complete stranger just saw us and was like, "These girls look excited. They look like it's their first time. I'm really going to make some magic for them and take them to a place that not many people get to see."
Oh my
So
gosh.
before our dinner, we got to do a little tour of the lounge.
That's crazy.
Wow, how surreal.
That's
to get
crazy.
to
And then
experience
when you go up to the lobby, like I know I've heard like about is it a vulture? Is it what
Yes.
is it like? There's a piano. There's like a vulture. Like, what's that little lobby like before you get to the
It's incredible.
the Grand Salon?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. That area has like another desk with registers where you can buy merch, and then another merch. Oh my goodness, why is this word so hard for me to remember tonight? A merch case, a case of merch.
Okay.
To your left, yeah, to your left is the lounge, and to like just directly in front of you is the hallway to the main dining room space. And in the lobby area, there is a vulture. His name is Alfred. He is an animatronic, and he doesn't interact with guests, but he will talk. He has like a couple phrases I think he cycles through, but the really cool thing about Alfred is they decorate him for the holidays. So when we were there the first time, it was the 55th anniversary, the Emerald anniversary. So Alfred had a little, oh my goodness, was it like a top hat and a green sparkly bow tie, something like that. But he has
so cute.
Christmas decor and Halloween, or maybe Halloween. I think he had a Mardi Gras outfit on last time. I don't know. Just like, that's so cool that they decorate this vulture through the seasons. There's also the most gorgeous chandelier in that space, and I think it's a Peter Pan like sculpture up top, because there is a Tinkerbell a Tinkerbell like light in the Court of Angels, so it's like a little tie in there.
That is so. I remember on the
Wow.
wine glass that you got us. There's like the little tiny things that you see at Club 33, and yeah, the Tinkerbell light was one of them. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was there. So that's so
I
cool.
love it.
Um,
So great. So is
Yeah.
there like a time limit on how long you can stay in the club from the time you get there to when you leave? Or do you just have as long as you want?
all day.
I wish. I don't know about the lounge. Like I said, I think sometimes they require reservations if it's busy. So I imagine they kind of try to get people in and out. So I'm not totally sure with that. But if I recall correctly, the dining room experience is around 2 hours or less. But actually,
Okay.
my first experience was a little unique. We had the tour at the beginning. There were some issues with their registers at the end. So we were actually in there for like 3.5 hours, maybe more. Which a few of my friends
Oh
are kind of
my
like, this is
gosh.
kind of ridiculous. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? We're in
They're
Club
like, it's
33.
okay though.
Like, who cares? Yeah, of all the places to be stuck, this is where I want to be stuck. But I was thriving. I was watching Alfred.
Yeah.
You're like,
I know,
this
because
is
I
just
would.
like a dream.
If it was like 2 hours for the dinner, I would just be like, okay, well, we hit our 2 hours. I'm gonna sit next to Alfred and just like soak this in for like 10 more hours.
Yeah,
Okay, like
as long as possible.
Till
Right.
park closing, I'm gonna close down Club 33. I wouldn't really
Yeah.
do that, but it does sound amazing.
Does sound appealing.
But when
It would be
I
amazing.
did see pictures when you went that you got to go out on the balcony section. Is there any like, are you able to just kind of walk out there at any time? Is there like specific times you could go out there so it doesn't get overcrowded? I also remember you saying that you saw part of Phantasmic or the fireworks out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Yeah. So, if I recall correctly, there are a few tables out there, and one of my visits, nobody was sitting at them, but then at the next visit, I think somebody was seated at one. So there are tables that you can sit at and be served at. But both times I went, we just asked the cast members at some point, either during our meal or after, like, hey, is it okay if if we go outside for a minute just for some pictures or whatever? So it really just comes down to just ask and they'll let you know. I kind of was asking about everything because I didn't want to break any rules at all because I'm such a rule follower. But yeah, we were able to go out and take pictures. The big thing with Club 33 that a lot of people probably already know is there's no video recording of any kind, even on the balcony. So actually,
Mhm.
I like I said, I'm a rule follower. I'm not going to even chance it because it's not my membership. No way. I'm not risking that.
Yeah.
But when we were on the balcony watching Phantasmic while we were waiting for the registers to start working again so we could leave, there was a girl who came out and we were standing with the cast member because she was, I imagine she was there to make sure we weren't recording.
Yeah.
Another girl, not in my party, came out and she kind of crouches down with her phone in the iron railing, kind of peeks it through, and then she hit record for less than a second, and a cast member came over and said, you need to stop recording. There's no video recording of any time in Club 33, and I need to watch you delete that video immediately. It was like
my
kind of
gosh.
terrifying. Like she
That's
was
crazy.
polite
They're on
about it.
top
The
of
cast
it.
members are incredible. They're doing their job.
And then
I
that's
was
when
like,
she threw
I don't wanna
her
be
off
that
the
girl.
balcony.
Yeah.
Oh, but that is so cool. Oh my gosh. I mean, also we always live behind our phones, and I know you want to like capture as many like Club 33 moments as possible, but it's almost kind of nice that there's no filming because then you get to fully
Just
soak
soaking it
in,
up. Yeah.
Phantasmic or whatever,
Yeah.
you're really experiencing at that time, phone free.
Mhm.
So I guess if you do go to Club 33, like try to get a little bit later so that you could get a little sneak peek of Phantasmic.
Yeah.
Was the view
die.
pretty amazing, or was it obstructed, or what was it kind of like?
That's the funny thing. So I think maybe from one of the tables inside, there's a big window. I think maybe that table would have the best view. But because we were out on the balcony, there are those big trees by Cafe
Yeah.
Orleans, because you're on top of Cafe Orleans. Then there's the railing. So it's not the best view in the world. Like I think everybody has looked back during Phantasmic and been like, oh my goodness, wouldn't that be the most incredible view? Like I'm not complaining about this. It was not
Yeah.
the most incredible view I've ever seen of Phantasmic. But the fact that I was like watching it comfortably from a balcony in New Orleans Square was pretty sweet. So couldn't see it that well, but didn't really matter. I was thriving. So
Yeah. That is so awesome.
One other thing quickly. What did you have for a meal and
yeah.
drink? Did you have just tell us about what you had while you were there?
And was it
I feel like
good,
I'm
or
so
was
curious.
I'm sure it was good.
Oh my goodness. Well, I will say the menu is very different from the lounge to the dining room. A few of my friends who've dined in the lounge have said it's more like traditional bar food, really good bar food. Apparently their onion rings are like phenomenal. So if you ever go to the lounge, apparently get the onion rings. I did not. I haven't been.
Good to know. Good
maybe
tip.
someday. My first visit, I actually forgot my debit card. It was a whole big thing, but I knew that dinner was going to be expensive. And on their menu, on their drink menu, they don't have prices next to all their drinks. And all the ones I wanted to try, I was like, okay, I only have this much cash. I want to be able to tip my waiter appropriately. And I don't know. So I didn't get a drink on my first visit because that's something I didn't know is I thought there would maybe be one drink included in the 4-course dinner.
Yeah.
There is not, which I guess is really not that surprising. Not even like a soft drink. Like you got to pay for those.
Oh my gosh.
So I did not get a drink on my first visit, which was such a bummer. So I knew I had to go back and try again and get a drink because it's a speakeasy in Disneyland. Come on, you got to get a drink.
Yeah.
So the second time I was able to go get a drink, I got a mint julep, which is actually why I'm drinking a mint julep right now in my little mint julep cup. It was delicious.
Good choice.
Yeah.
So it's a 4-course meal that you get.
Yes.
And then
I totally should have written down
what you're going to get on that 4-course.
Yeah, I should have written down what I got. I can't remember all of the fancy words for all of it, but I can remember the basics. When you sit down, you can look at the menu, and then the cast member is going to come out and take your order. They're going to ask for all 4 courses right away, and then that way they don't have to keep coming and interrupting your conversation throughout the meal. But my first visit, I felt like the food was good. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't eat a lot of super fancy food. So it was a lot more like, I guess, should I get the quail or the scallops? I guess I'll get the scallops. It seems like safe. And the steak and, like things that are just familiar. But my second visit, all of the options from each course sounded incredible. So it was a lot more like, oh my goodness, like what am I going to get? Because this all sounds great and it's all fantastic. So yeah, if you're going to go, I say go all out, like try everything. Don't ask for anything to be taken off. You can, but like the chef makes it to taste a certain way. So be a little bit more adventurous. I'm not incredibly adventurous with my food. There were a few things on my food that I wouldn't typically want, but I was like, you know what? They made it for a reason and it was bomb. So it worked out for me. I will say if you have like dietary restrictions, definitely talk with them and they'll accommodate you accordingly.
Did the menu change? Some of the menu items change from your first visit to your second, or it did? Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's all like seasonal, produce, stuff like that. So I think my my second visit, I had a winter salad because it was winter and it was delicious. So just like things like that. But I will say dessert absolutely blew me away. Best dessert I've ever had in my life. If they ever serve this item in the parks, I'm gonna freak out because it's so good.
Ooh, what was it?
Yeah, I have to know.
It was called Lillian's Trifle. And the only thing I knew about a trifle before this was Rachel's trifle from Friends. So I was like, okay, hopefully this is better. But it was like a lemon cake, lemon curd, creamy raspberry sorbet, or lemon sorbet with raspberries. And I think like a mint leaf on top. I don't know. I had an out-of-body experience eating this dessert. All my friends got, I think they ordered like the butter cake or something else. I was the only one who got this, and everybody at the table was like all eyes on me, like, oh my goodness, that looks so good. And I'm like, yeah, I made the right choice. So
yeah.
If you notice, one of the Disney 100 foods that you're seeing around the parks is lemon cake. Apparently that was one of Walt's favorites. I didn't know that until more recently. So maybe there's some connection between Lillian's Trifle. I don't know. So that was kind of cool.
Wow.
That's awesome. So is it like the same price no matter what you get on that 4-course meal? Is it just like
you just
a
pick
flat
different options?
fee? Okay.
Yeah, there is a wine pairing option. So if you're super into wine, that's going to obviously be more expensive. I think for the regular 4-course without drinks, it's $130, and this is before tax and tip and all of that. And then I think the wine pairing was around $205. So it brings up the price pretty significantly, but you get a wine pairing with each course. So
cool. So it's pretty affordable, I guess. So
yeah, super easy.
Oh, absolutely.
I would be so scared without my debit card. I'm so glad that you survived.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So
Was
you
there
see
an
my dilemma,
ATM?
and then
Oh,
like,
no, you didn't have your debit card. Yeah, you didn't.
no,
do
I
anything.
thankfully
Oh my
I was
gosh.
traveling with
Just be
my
like, I'll
mom. My
Venmo
mom
you.
came to the rescue and gave me cash and was like, "Here you go, sweetie. You have this much money to spend at Club 33."
For Club
So
33.
I love it. Club
Oh,
33
it was like
allowance.
kind of embarrassing, but yeah. But like I said, I was thankfully able to go back and have a redemptive mint julep, and it was delicious.
Nice. That's when you started, just grabbing a couple of drinks, couple
Yeah.
4-course meals. You're like,
now that
dude, I
you've
have my
got the
debit
debit card,
now.
just, you go all out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was feeling myself, yeah.
That's so funny. So we asked on Instagram, we asked our followers if they had any questions for you, and we got a couple to ask. So the first one is from Drusilla Hughes, and she asked, what was the most unexpected part about Club 33, and was it crowded?
Okay, I'll answer the second question first, so that makes sense. Was it crowded? It totally depends on the day that you go. My first visit was on a Thursday. It was like a dinner on Thursday. It wasn't super busy for the first hour because it was like an earlier dinner. And then as dinner time, like closer to like 6:37 came around, more people came in. But it was never like particularly crowded. My second visit was the opening weekend of Disney 100 and Mickey and Minnie's. So the parks were crowded. So I think a lot of members were like, hey, I know at some point I'm going to want to escape. Let's go to the club, because that's one thing that people are able to do when they're members is they can go to the lounge and kind of escape the crazy. So we actually waited for our table close to 45 minutes on the second visit, opposed to like 2 minutes the first visit. So it totally depends on the day of the week, just like any restaurant would, And then the thing that was honestly most surprising to me was how normal everybody was. I think that was the thing that humbled me the most prior to going. I thought Club 33 was like just filled with people who were on a different tax bracket planet, like kind of in their own world, not down to earth, just kind of, it was a misconception I had. But everybody I interacted with was so generous and so kind, and they came up to you and they were like, is it your first visit? What are you thinking? Are you having a good time? What's your favorite part? Like, it's a shared experience.
Wow.
Even though they go multiple times, it's not lost on them that it's a cool thing. So that was really cool that like they're normal human beings. And I thought maybe I would be a nuisance because I was like, I wasn't really supposed to be there. I wasn't, I'm not a member. But no, they were so kind and they were such normal people. If I saw them in the parks, I wouldn't go, oh, that's a member. Like,
Yeah.
They were just all so sweet and welcoming and just wanted to make our day special. So that was super cool.
That is so awesome.
Amazing.
That's
It's
so
so
good
good
to
to-
hear.
yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of just have that assumption, I guess.
Yeah, it
Like,
just
if
feels
only I
like
had that.
they're the elite. Like, like they're just this unreachable
Yeah, but
class of humanity.
when you like really break it down, they're Disney fans just like we are, you know?
Just with a lot of money.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
That's so cool.
And I'm sure there are some members that maybe aren't the nicest, but everybody I interacted with was genuinely so kind, and cast members too. Like just everybody was stellar. So that was a really comforting, awesome, great, surprising. And it kind of humbled me for being like, oh shoot, I was scared of these people, but they're actually just normal Disney fans and they're excited for me to be there too. So
that's so
cool.
I love it.
And yeah, if you think about it, you're going to have, even just rude guests while you're out at the park. So like anywhere you go, there's always going to be someone who's
people,
not, the most pleasant to be around. But that's so I'm glad you felt I guess welcomed and not out of place.
Yeah,
I would have
legitimately.
had the same exact mindset. Yeah, going in, just being like, oh my gosh, don't do. I mean, I would still have that mindset, I guess, like don't embarrass yourself in front of these people, but at least you know that you are going to feel welcome. So yeah, that's so awesome.
I think my favorite part of that was there was a couple in the corner. I don't know if it was their anniversary or a birthday, but the waiter brought out the coolest Haunted Mansion cake. It had the hitchhiking ghosts on it and the Haunted Mansion wallpaper. And my entire table, we were like trying not to stare, but we were staring because it was the coolest cake we've ever seen. And the table next to us, they were doing the same thing. And we kind of got chatting with them. And one of them was a member, and her and I were just talking about the club. And she was telling me about the cakes and saying like, oh yeah, that cake is probably like $500. Isn't that crazy? I would just
Oh.
go to Albertsons and buy a cake for my birthday. So like, it just,
Oh my
and then she told
gosh.
me she was a member and all about that. So it was just
Oh my
cool to
God.
be like, oh my gosh, you're normal like me.
That's
But
so
if
cool.
you do go to Club 33 and you're celebrating a special occasion, maybe call them and see if you can get like a special cake, because they have that and I had no idea.
That
That's kind of a
is-
tangent, but it was just really cool.
Ooh, yeah,
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
gotta check that. You know, use
Special
that tax
cake.
return money on a nice little haunted mansion cake. Yeah, that's awesome.
Sounds amazing.
So we got another question from another follower. This is from Plan Disney with Jill, and she said, "Was there anyone famous in the club when you were there?"
Well, no. And even if there was, I don't know if I would say, because that is like one of the areas of the park that celebrities use to kind of escape the masses of people taking pictures of them. Because one of the rules is actually you're not allowed to take pictures of other guests at all.
Oh.
Like, I mean, if you're with a group and your friend's like, hey, can you take my picture? Yes. But like, if you see a celebrity, do not take their picture.
Yeah.
I saw a guy that, this sounds super weird, he looked like a rock star. He came out of the lounge. He just like had that rock star look, dress. He was Irish. I was like, that guy's got to be like a guitarist or something. I don't know. So I don't know if he was famous, but he gave me that rock star vibe. So maybe I saw somebody
He
famous.
gave the vibe.
I feel
Yeah,
I feel like that counts. I feel like that counts. You know?
He
Right?
was probably famous.
He had that aura around about
For
him.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually,
So
my
funny.
friends, when I got home, I mentioned that I went to Club 33, and he told me about his experience when he was in the lounge, and he was sitting in the booth next to Justin Bieber. So I didn't get to sit next to Justin Bieber, but my friend did. So there's that.
God.
What?
Yeah. This was
Okay.
years
Oh my
ago.
That is
gosh.
amazing. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to keep it together.
Yeah.
No, I would. I
Right?
would. If anyone's listening, go shows a Club 33 member, I would definitely keep it together. I'd be like,
Yeah, it would be
so
so chill.
Yeah, it'd be so chill. I don't care about famous people.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm like, I've seen
That's so
famous people in the park. I've got stories about that, but I haven't seen anybody in Club 33.
We gotta go. Which
sure.
famous people we need to hear?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
in high school. I saw Jack Black on the Disneyland Railroad, and my friend did what's it called, the Pledge Allegiance of Rock and Roll from the.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
School
Yeah.
Rock.
School Rock.
He did that, and Jack Black was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And then on a few visits, I saw my friend saw Cher, which was kind of cool in California
Oh,
Adventure. She had like
wow.
a posse of people around her. I was there that day, but we were separated at that point. And I am like 99.99999% sure I saw Paul Bettany, who plays Vision and Jarvis
Oh
from
my
the
gosh.
Avengers in
Oh
DCA.
my-
And that was like, I have never been legitimately starstruck in my life, but I couldn't even get like, I wasn't going to talk to him, but I was with my friends and I was trying to say, but by the time he walked away, I was like, it's Paul Bettany, guys. And they're like, what are you even talking about? So
Oh my
that's
gosh.
story.
That's amazing. I've only
So
met
funny.
a metal drummer that I liked, and I was like, "Hey, man, cool to meet you." And then that's it. So definitely not as cool
I've
as
met a
those
few.
people.
Well, I met
I
Jeanette McCurdy a long
Oh,
time
that's
ago.
cool.
and
From-
she
yeah.
was in the standby line.
She was in line behind us in Space Mountain. It was so funny. We were like, "Are you from iCarly?"
How do we
She
act?
was like, "Yeah."
Well, you should have been like, "Dude, you have that VIP plaid tour money."
She was so young. Like she was probably 14 at the time. We were like iCarly had just come out, so she was super young. But we did take a picture with her. That was funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My
cool.
husband
Yeah.
stood next to Abed from Community. I don't know the actor's name, but he stood next to him in the Starbucks line in DCA for like an hour.
Oh my-
And
Oh my
he
gosh.
sent a text to me, and I was in the park with him. I think I was on Guardians or something. And I
Yeah.
said, pics or it didn't happen. And he was like, I am standing next to him and his family, and we were in the Starbucks line. There's no way I'm taking his picture, like, without asking. He didn't.
He's
But
right.
I do
So
believe him. Like, that's too
That's
obscure
so
of a
good.
person to just pull out of thin air, but
Yeah.
it was super funny.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Just
love
in
that.
line at Starbucks. Isn't that like anytime someone famous is doing something so common like that, it's like, couldn't you just like get it somehow easier?
Yeah.
Walk to the front and just be like, "You know my order.
You know
okay?"
who I am.
You should be like, dude, don't you know that mobile order is
That's
so
funny.
much faster? If only Starbucks had mobile order in the park.
I
Oh my god.
know.
Yeah.
Change the game.
Okay,
You have to.
if they were following you, they would learn that from like your amazing
All the
tip,
tips.
you
Yeah.
know, and then
That's
they
what
would.
I'm
But I guess
saying.
these famous people, you know, they need to follow Jordan the
all on that
Swan. What's
page.
up? Oh my
That's what
gosh.
I'm saying. Come on, Jack Black.
Right?
Come on. Well,
So funny.
awesome. So that was pretty much all the Club 33 questions we had. If anyone's listening and has some more questions that we did not ask, you got to follow Jordan the Swan and hit her up with those questions. She's just a great page to follow, so definitely do that. But for right now, we have a little. I actually had it in my notes as Jordan time. Jordan time. I thought that'd be fun as a note, but it's just pretty much like a get to know Jordan the Swan. And so we have a couple of questions here. And do you want to kick us off with the first one?
Sure. So for our first question, we were wondering, since Club 33 is kind of a bucket list item for a lot of Disney fans, I'm sure it was for you before you got to go. Now that you've gotten to experience that and checked it off your list, what else do you have? What's next on your bucket list?
I guess one of the ones that I'm actually checking off right now was to be on a podcast. You guys reached out to me, like it just kind of happened, but it was I love podcasts. I am a podcast freak. So the fact that I get to be on a podcast at all is like, oh, bucket list, check. So that was my
gosh.
So I wrote that in my little dream journal the same day I wrote, I want to go to Club 33 by the time I'm 33. So it's cool that 2 of those have come true,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, our thing is the Club 33 before we're 33 too. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that we helped you check the podcasting one off the bucket list. Oh my gosh.
So next time I get the invite, I need to get you guys into Club 33 is what you're saying.
I mean, we wouldn't be sad.
I wouldn't be bummed if you texted us and asked us to go.
I don't have that power, but like if it happens, I'll text you guys.
Thanks.
Do you have any other Disney, like, I don't know, parks? I don't know. I feel like a couple of parks are on our bucket list, or you're just like, I'm good. Like I've just done
all you
everything.
wanted
You've
to
reached
do.
peak Disney right there.
Well, for Disneyland specifically, I would love to do 21 Royal. Is it Royale? I don't know. I literally don't even know how to say it. I think that would be a really cool experience to celebrate like a major anniversary with my husband and like invite our family and friends and have like the bougiest dinner of our lives. That would be awesome. I joked about doing a vow renewal that way, and my husband was like, hey, I'm a Disney nerd, but I'm not that big of a Disney nerd. And I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Okay, wait. For your 21st wedding anniversary, just do it. You got to go.
That would make
21
sense.
There we go.
21. Yeah.
There we go. I got a few years to plan and save up. But no, 2 of I guess I wrote down like 3. One of them is to go to Tokyo Disney Sea. It just looks incredible. I would love to go to any international park, but I've just heard the most amazing things about Tokyo Disney Sea. One of the like kind of Disney related is to be invited as press to like a Disney event. Like I would love to attend D23 and be able to cover it and like share news with everybody. I would just lose my mind. Like it would just be chaos, but I thrive in that environment. And then my last one, which is like a big one, is attend a Marvel or a Lucasfilm movie premiere, and not like on the red carpet. Like I don't want to be a main character. I just want to be there, and like I want to have purpose to be there, and to be invited to one of those. That would just be like, I'm such a big movie nerd and I would lose my mind. So
I love that. That's so cool because I know you've been able to go to like a couple of pre-screenings for like Marvel. Have you done Marvel, Disney, and have you done the trifecta and Star Wars, or are you waiting for Star Wars? Because there hasn't been a movie in a while.
That's been a bit.
Yeah, I have not done Star Wars. I was able to do Disney, and I actually just checked out another one of my goals was to attend a Marvel movie before its like major theatrical release. And my friend Amanda heard about that. She got an invite, said, hey, Jordan, you and I are going to go see a Marvel movie a few days before it comes out. So that's how I got to see Ant-Man a few days early. And I'm making connections with those people. But I would love to go to a Lucasfilm preview.
Okay, so if anyone ever stumbles upon this video and has some connections there, we got to get Jordan to a red carpet premiere. Yeah, you don't need to, like you said, don't need to walk on the carpet, but just to cover it. Yeah,
just to be there.
Literally, I just want to see Pedro Pascal and be like, oh my goodness, there he is.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that'd be so cool. Hey, literally, Mando. Actually, by the time this episode's out. Mando, because we're gonna be putting it out on the.
It's like
I don't know my dates, but next week. So, oh my gosh, there's some good Mando stuff coming up. So
I'm so excited.
Super exciting, but I love those. Those are some big bucket list items that are just super, super exciting. And same with you, Tokyo Disney Sea looks incredible. So
Yeah.
Have you guys been?
Cannot wait.
I know you guys have done
that.
international park.
Yeah, we went to Disneyland Paris.
Mhm.
Have not gone to Tokyo yet, but I think that would be our
My
next
cousin did, though,
international
didn't-
one.
Wait, did
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
cousin
she did.
lived in Korea for a while, and during that time, she went to Tokyo. So
Yeah.
I'm
That's
assuming she went
awesome.
to see also.
I know
Yeah.
that's the park that everyone says. Is just
Everyone
like,
wants to go there.
yeah,
Looks
definitely gotta
amazing.
do it. So hopefully that will be your next one. But
Mhm.
so for question number 2, and our kids are, I feel like they're at this similar life stage.
Pretty close.
But and we always talk about this. But what
Mhm.
ride are you most excited for your daughter to ride once she's able to ride all the rides?
Because I am a Disney adult with a child and I watch YouTube, she watches ride POV videos on YouTube like all the time. She will wake up in the morning and ask to ride Ariel ride, Mickey ride, Cars
Oh.
ride. She always wants to ride
Oh,
Radiator
that's so
Springs Racers. And when we actually go to the parks, I have to like purposefully avoid the entrance because she knows where it is. Like
Oh
she
my
is
God.
not even 2 yet. She'll be 2
Oh.
this week. She knows where it is because she's seen the queue on YouTube. And like, I don't have the heart to tell her she's not tall enough. So
Yeah.
the day that my child is tall enough to ride Radiator Springs Racers in real life, it's just going to be because she loves it. We watch the video and she'll say, racing, I did it, I win. Like
Oh
she's
my
just fully
gosh.
invested. She loves cars. She loves all the Cars movies. So Radiator Springs Racers is my answer 100%. It's going to be such a special day.
That's
That
so cute.
is so
I think it's
amazing.
probably similar for us because our son is obsessed with cars.
He loves it. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's probably going to be the first one he wants to ride once he hits that 40 inches.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
It'll be a good day.
I mean,
Yes.
Radiator Springs Racers is just the best. The perfect like intro thrill ride, right? You get like
Mhm.
the dark ride
Absolutely.
sequences, and then just that
Has everything.
that amazing race. So fun.
Okay, next question we have is if you could bring one ride over from Walt Disney World to Disneyland, what would it be?
Okay, so I have not been to Walt Disney World in 16 years. So it's been a
Wow.
hot minute, but I have an answer to this question. Cosmic Rewind looks insane. I am prone to motion sickness when it comes to screen rides, but only since I've had my daughter. It's really weird. But
Me
if I could
too.
pop a
My
Dramamine,
son.
it's weird, right? Okay,
It's
if I
crazy.
could pop a Dramamine, and there's that e-ticket ride space in Avengers Campus that like is going to get turned into that like King Thanos ride, whatever. I don't really know. I think they should put a Cosmic Rewind type ride mechanism ride back there. I don't know if there's space for this, but if let's just pretend there is. But instead of Guardians, because we already have Guardians, I would love for them to do like a Thor, Bifrost, like rainbow traveling, whatever. I just think it'd be
Ooh.
insane with like some Ragnarok music. I would love it. Like Thor
Oh
needs
my
to
Oh,
get
that would be
Ragnarok. So
fun.
Okay.
I'm like
I
armchair
love that. I
imagineering
love
right
that
now,
idea.
but Disney, if you're listening, the
We
people
should just
want
have you
Thor.
back on for an armchair imagineering
Yeah, that would be
episode.
so
That
fun.
is
Bring
so
it
cool. Yeah,
on.
because that's the one thing. Yeah, Avengers Campus is great, but I'm waiting for that
Needs an extra
e-ticket. I'm
ride,
waiting for
yeah.
that e-ticket ride. So I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do there. But I love that. Yeah, everyone has been loving Cosmic Rewind, and yeah, the moms out here need to be,
Yeah.
either that like seasick little ear
I know I
behind
haven't
the ear
tried
patch
that.
or some Dramamine.
I'm very
yeah.
curious if it would help because I remember going on Space Mountain for the first time. I think it was Space Mountain that I first realized like, oh my gosh, this is not how it used to feel when I
Not
got
the
done with the
same.
ride. I was like, I might puke. Like,
Yeah, I thought it was
yeah.
because when I
Pretty
got
nice.
back to the parks, we had to wear masks and like how like you can't breathe as well when you're wearing a mask. But then as like
Yeah.
we didn't have to wear them on attractions anymore, I was like, oh shoot, why am I still feeling terrible? Then my friend introduced. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But kids chewable Dramamine. If I take one of those at the beginning of my Disney day, I'm
Ooh.
set for the whole day. So do with that information what you will.
Ooh.
I can't explain it. I can
Ooh,
ride
I like
Guardians
that
again because
tip.
of Grape Kids Dramamine. It's awesome. So
Ooh.
no way.
Are you
I'm gonna
be
try it for sure.
Yeah, are you gonna be doing a reel about that? Doing
I
like
think
a
I
little reel,
need
you're just
to.
popping some kids Dramamine.
have you
This is
just
how
had
I
a
get through
baby and now
rides.
you can't ride your favorite attraction? Yeah.
I got news for you.
What to do.
Okay? That's amazing.
I love
Tomorrow
it.
morning you'll see one.
Oh yeah. You're so quick at those. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So another question we have here, second to last. If you could spend 1 hour with Walt Disney, what would you do at Disneyland?
Okay, this is like the best question ever, and I really had to think about it. First, I would take him on Rise because, as you know, Walt Disney passed away in 1966, so he didn't get to experience any Star Wars. So I feel
Yeah.
like it would be amazing to just be like, look at what your company has acquired over the years. And like
Mhm.
watching Star Wars is an incredible experience, but living it is just another
Yeah.
step. So
Yeah.
take him on Rise and then take him to the Disneyland Railroad because I'm a Disneyland Railroad fangirl and Walt is into trains. So I feel like we could have a nice conversation. We could even go around the park maybe one time. We would get
Yeah.
off at
Mhm.
Tomorrowland train station and we would ride Space Mountain because
Oh.
that is just like that would be the best way to end my day with Walt. Take him on Space Mountain.
Oh my gosh, I love
love
that
it.
because he had the idea for Space Mountain when
Yes.
he was doing, I think, Disney World, right? And then wasn't able to see that come to fruition. So, I like that. So
yeah,
you
good
cover all your
choices.
bases, right? What
Mhm.
like the railroad? That's what really kind of gave him the idea to do Disneyland. That and then also the merry-go-round.
Mhm.
But his love for trains, like we've just been really soaking in that because our son loves trains right now too. So trains have just been like on our mind a lot, and
Yeah.
Walt's love for them. But then where his company has gone, and then also space. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's a great
Full
day.
circle.
I
Yeah,
think
great little
alternatively,
hour.
the
Cool.
Mark Twain is also a good option because I love
Ooh.
Mark Twain and I feel like it's a good,
Mhm.
like, it's an attraction you can ride, but you can still chat. Like, I have all these questions I would ask him.
Yeah. Oh, for
Mhm.
sure. Did you
Totally.
know that he used to stock the Mark Twain with alcohol when the parks were closed, and him and his friends would like ride on that, and then also the Golden Horseshoe, I believe, was stocked
Yeah,
with
that's
alcohol.
right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for after hours,
That
which
would
is
be
so
insane.
fun. Yeah, so have a
Just
little
have
drink,
with
have a
Walt.
Scotch mist, which is his favorite
Yeah.
drink at one of those things. That'd be so cool.
What an experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we, for some reason, our notes didn't have this, but we're gonna talk real quick, just some quick fire rounds of some faves. Do you want to
Mhm.
start us off with like, I don't know. I think I had
Yeah.
favorite drink, snack,
Just
movie.
some of
and
the
ride.
standard questions. So what is your favorite snack in the park?
100%. It's a quantum pretzel from Pim Test Kitchen.
Nice.
Ooh.
I don't need the mustard. Just
Mm.
give me that beer cheese. I will eat one of those by myself. No shame. It is so good.
We have not actually eaten at Pim's yet. I know that's
Oh my
probably
goodness.
horrible to say. We've gotten drinks before, but we haven't actually gotten the pretzel or anything yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So next
trip.
time.
Next trip. Yeah.
The rest of their menu is not my personal favorite, but their pretzel, I will eat it breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It slaps every time. It's so good.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Beer cheese.
You're
That
selling
sounds
it.
like the best.
Yeah.
On kind of like the snack food kind of thing. What's your go-to drink in the parks?
Okay, this was really hard for me. And I do drink alcohol. I just don't drink it a lot in the parks because I feel like I'm always trying to like stay hydrated. And also, drinks are like really expensive in the park. So my two drinks
Yeah.
that I couldn't, there was a tie, was Cold Brew Black Calf from Docking Bay 7 and Galaxy's Edge, and the Proton Punch, also from Pim Test Kitchen, both of which are non-alcoholic, and they're both amazing.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
that sounds so good.
Have not gotten that, but the cold.
We've gotten the
Black
cold
Calf is
brew,
the best.
and it is delicious. Yeah.
It surprised us at how it's not overly sweet.
Like it's sweet. It's sweet,
It's
but
sweet,
it's
but
not
it's not-
like I feel like a lot of the cold brews that I've tried in the
Red
park.
Rose Tavern.
Yeah,
Very
Red
sweet,
Rose,
yeah.
and there was like one other one. I can't remember, but some of them are just like way outrageously sweet. But I love the Black Calf. I feel like it's a good
Mhm.
balance.
So next up, what is your favorite ride in all of Disneyland?
I feel like I already kind of spoiled it, but I'm super into Disney history, so this was a really hard question. But if you were like, hey, Jordan, you're going to die tomorrow and you can only go on one more ride, what is it? 100%. It's Space Mountain. I could literally like tackle a mountain after I get off that attraction. It makes me feel invincible. I love the score, all of it. It's just 10 out of 10. I'm literally wearing my Space Mountain tee right now from Subtle Dust. I have
Oh,
3
Subtle.
of them. It's
Love it.
ridiculous. I'm a Space Mountain fangirl.
I love it.
For good reason. It's a great ride.
Yeah.
Always a good choice.
Yeah.
I feel like we love to like start our days with Space Mountain if we can.
The last one we have here. Oh, am I taking
I
it?
feel like you took the last like couple questions.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
Okay, you go for it.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
This was also so hard, but if I'm being honest, it's got to be Mary Poppins. Like everything about it is
solid
just
choice.
perfect. It makes me cry every time. I have such a special connection to it. I love the Sherman Brothers.
Yeah.
I love the history of it. I love Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh
if
my-
you want
oh,
to
yeah.
have a good
faves,
cry.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love it so much.
But when I was a kid, I got to see Mary Poppins on Broadway, and that was like in New York, and it was just like one of the most incredible experiences of my life, legitimately, even though I was a kid. And every time I hear "Let's Go Fly a Kite," I just immediately, like, it doesn't matter where I am, I'll start crying. Like, I can't
Yeah.
even talk. It's so special to me.
Oh, especially that scene in Saving Mr. Banks is
Oh, yeah.
so good. I love that part.
Yeah.
So good.
I love Okay, so big question here though. We love Mary Poppins. We love Saving Mr. Banks. We also love Mary Poppins Returns. As a big like Mary Poppins, your favorite movie. What do you think about Mary Poppins Returns? Obviously not as good as those ones, but
I mean, yeah. But you know what? I really enjoyed it, and I was actually reading about it. And is it P.L. Travers? Is she the author of Mary Poppins? The original intention for that character was a more like stoic, like proper Mary Poppins. That is what Emily Blunt is in that film. So, and I love Emily Blunt. I really, I have a special connection to that movie too, because that movie inspired us to book a trip to London, and then we actually got to go, and like I listened to the soundtrack on the plane. I was so excited, and like that movie is the reason we went to London. So I have a special connection with that too. And also, Mary Poppins came out on my birthday on August 27th. So like just all the special connections. So I'm a Mary Poppins gal. If I had to put a character on a name tag, that would be my character.
Okay, I love that. It is so special.
It is. There's just something about that movie. The original, the newer one as well. They're just, I feel like they did a really good job with Mary Poppins Returns, like making it like there were a lot of like nods to the original, but it wasn't like they just copied it exactly. It was just like similarities that I think were done tastefully. Yeah. I loved it.
Every time I think
the
of Mary
soundtrack
Poppins
is also
and hear
incredible.
the music, I feel Walt. Yeah, I feel like Walt and Mary Poppins are so close because he tried for years and years and years to get the rights to do the movie, and so every time I hear the music and the movie, and watch the movie, I do feel Walt. Just like I feel his presence when I'm.
It's like a love letter to Disney fans. It's so good.
Oh,
yes,
it really is
so true.
Yeah.
Wow, now I need to. I've been wanting to watch all of those again recently, so now you've just inspired me. Maybe we're gonna do that soon.
Yeah,
for sure.
I actually just found Mary Poppins on vinyl in a vintage shop the other day, and I was listening to it yesterday. Yes, it was like the vintage find of the century. I am like terrified of my daughter getting a hold of it and breaking it because she's a toddler, and that's what they do. Like. So I'm like hiding it up high, but listening to it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's so funny. So good.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on our show. And like, is there anything that, what's next for Jordan the Swan? Is there any exciting things coming up? A third Club 33 trip, like what's next for you? Where can our listeners find you once again on social media and all that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope I get to go to Club 33 again. It really just comes down to the generosity of members. But I feel like I'm happy with my experiences that I had. And if I never go back, I'm still content because I got to do it. And it was just so incredible. You can find me over on Instagram on JordantheSwann. I am currently working on a blog that is going to be up in the near future. And I'm excited to share more. So if you want to learn more about that, I'm collaborating with a few other creators on that. So that'll be hopefully up soon. I didn't realize how hard it is to actually start a vlog until we all started trying to plan it, but that's coming soon.
Awesome.
I have quite a few Disney trips coming up, and I am on Instagram, so come find me over there. I also just started sharing stuff on TikTok, and I honestly don't know what I'm doing, and I kind of feel like an old woman on TikTok, but I'm there and I'm trying. So
nice.
Very
That's
nice.
so awesome. Well, yeah, to any of our listeners listening right now, definitely go follow her page. Your content just like makes her day, makes us smile.
So good. Yeah.
I mean, everything about it is just so fun. Yeah. Disney tips, Disney,
The
just
outfit
news,
inspo,
everything.
very
the outfit.
inspiring, everything. It's all so good.
Yeah, and if anybody wants magic mail, I do have that magic mail list. If you go to my highlights or the link in my bio, you can click it, and if you put your name and your mailing address, it's on a Google form with little questions they can fill out. I write around 35 to 40 letters or postcards every time I go to the parks. The only reason I stop at that many is because my hands like can't take it past around 40. But I go about once a month, and I'll send magic mail, and I'll even send it to like kids if they want it, and I'll just address it like, oh, your mom is awesome, and she wanted me to let you know, like I said hi to Mickey for you, whatever. I will write whatever you want. So I love doing that. I love making people's day. I always hear back like, this arrived at just the right time. I had such a rough day and I came home to a little Disney magic. So just that is really special to me. So I love doing it, and I want to keep doing it.
Yeah, we might have to fill that out for our son because he's been wanting to go back so much. So we might have to do that. Well, anyways, thank you again, Jordan. It was just so lovely to have you on. Hopefully we could like do a park day soon. It'd be so amazing. Or next time we're
we got to go to PIM.
We got to we need to share a couple of those quantum pretzels. Yeah, I could do a couple of those. That'd be so good. But anyways, thanks again. It's just been such a pleasure talking to you and chatting with you. It means so much that you've come on our show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For sure. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
See you later.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you again, Jordan, for coming on to our show. It was just so nice to finally talk to you in person on video.
Yeah.
We connected a while back, and we've just, loved talking to you ever since. So thank you so much, and for giving your insight into Club 33. It was just so exciting.
Yes, it was so fun to hear all the details that all of us have always wanted to know who have never been. I loved hearing about it. Made me want to go even more. So thank you so much for coming on. I know everyone is going to love hearing your story. It was so fun to hear about.
Yeah, and if you're listening right now, definitely find her at JordantheSwann, 2 N's, like she said, Elizabeth Swann. I like that.
Yes,
not Bella. Yeah, out with Twilight now, even though I read all the books. But Pirates of the Caribbean is definitely better. So Jordan the Swan with an extra N, and you're gonna love her content. She's honestly the best. So thanks again, Jordan, for coming out to our show.
Thank you.
And for our listeners, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
See you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye.